Good morning, everybody. I'm not really sure that I'm broadcasting or not. I've had such poor luck broadcasting on YouTube for some reason. Okay, I've got 2 thumbs up, so maybe that's all right. Well, this is encouraging. Hey, what's up? Hey, KJ. I've tried going live on YouTube before, but it doesn't tend to work out very well. Hello. Nice to see everybody. Wow, thank you for joining the stream. This is great. I've got some beautiful weather here in San Antonio. Most of the rain has passed, at least in our area. Just a few clouds in the sky, very sunny. It is a little windy. You see those trees blowing around? It is time for some street epistemology, motherfuckers. Hey, what's up? I love doing this. I could do this every day for the rest of my life, 4 hours a day. I would love to do this. So, if you're not familiar with what I do, this is your first time watching live. I usually broadcast live on Periscope. So if you follow me on Twitter at Magnabosco and you install the Periscope app, that's kind of my preferred platform of choice. You're in Houston? Oh man. Yeah, it's very flooded in Houston. Don't do Twitter. Oh, what's up? Jay, how you doing, man? So, ooh, I need to cover up my license. Hold on a second. I did this once before. What I'm going to do, if I can get somebody to stop and talk with me, is I'm going to tuck my phone behind my GoPro. Hello, Brazil. And I will not be able to see your comments, but you should be able to watch me conduct a live interview with somebody. Somebody's coming right now, so hold on 1 second. Let's see if we can get this lady to stop and talk with us. Good morning. How are you today? Good. We have a lovely day today.
Yeah.
Do you have time to do an interview?
No, thank you. My husband did it.
Oh, your husband did it the other day? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. See ya. Wow, it's windy here. Apparently, I interviewed her husband. Where's he at? Oh, so close, but so far away. I've chosen a location that has pros and cons. The pros are that it's relatively quiet and people come here to get away from things. But the cons are sometimes it's few and far between that I can actually get somebody to stop and talk with me. Hi. How was your hike?
That's good.
Good. Somebody else is coming. Hold on. Oh, she's on the phone. Damn it. Hi. Are you on a phone right now? You are? Okay. Somebody please talk to me. All right, sorry for the crazy phone action there, but I mean, you're here not to watch me yak at you, I think. You probably want to see me talk to people. Well, that's a good question. Yeah, so how many people here are familiar with street epistemology? If you're familiar with it, why don't you put FSE? And if you're unfamiliar with it, put USE. FSE, FSE. Oh, Hunter, what's up, dude? Oh, a lot of people are familiar with it. I would imagine most of you are familiar with it. Okay, great. What the hell are you watching me for? You know what happens in these videos. I bet you want to know if these are legit talks. That's one of the reasons why I do like the live stream, is so that you can see kind of a glimpse into what happens behind the scenes. Honestly, a lot of it is waiting for somebody to stop and talk with you. And I don't upload every video either. I don't care how long it takes, damn it. I do want to use this opportunity to let you know that I'm going to be at Dragon Con in Atlanta this coming weekend. I'll be giving a talk on street epistemology to a whole bunch of skeptics, and probably even giving a workshop on it. Oh, really? It's relaxing, huh? It's nerve-wracking for me. No, I really enjoy this. It was nerve-wracking at first, I suppose, but now it's fascinating. Even if someone yells at me or wants to like argue with me, I'm like, that's an interesting reaction. Can we talk about why you're getting upset? But yeah, I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia this coming weekend to. Hi. How are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm good. Would either of you be interested in doing an interview? Okay, I'll tell you what I do. And I'm actually live streaming it, but it's pointing at me, just so you know. I set a timer for 5 minutes after we've picked a belief that you've formed with your brain that you think is true. So like you think karma is real, or that you've seen a ghost, or you check your horoscopes, or you're absolutely certain that paper bags are better than plastic, something like that. And
You'll be filming me?
I would prefer to.
Alright.
Yeah, you got hat and glasses, I mean.
Alright.
You want to do it? Okay.
You have time for this? Absolutely.
I time it for 5, so it's really brief. And so I am live streaming and recording it.
So what is this for?
I call it a hobby. So my kids finally went back to school, and I can go back and do my hobby. I've been doing this hobby for like 5 years, and it's very interesting. I've been on this trail for quite a while. I've been at universities and talking to people and all this stuff, and it's really interesting to just examine a belief that people have formed.
Okay.
My name is Anthony, by the way.
Hi,
What?
Cami.
Cami?
Mm-hmm.
Pleasure to meet you. How do we spell it?
C-A-M-I.
Okay. Set my little timer. Do you want to move in the shade?
Sure.
Are you good? Okay. Thank you. All right.
I got drinks too.
I got water here. I mean, like, yeah, this is legit. I've heard that most of the trails are open despite all the rain that we've had.
Okay.
Just so you know. All right. I kind of gave a couple of examples of things that we can talk about, but what I found is that when it's a profound belief that influences how you behave,
Okay.
those are sort of the more interesting ones.
All right.
Is there a
I'm
particular?
very opinionated, so.
Really? That's interesting. And let's say that I disagree with your opinion
Okay.
or your belief. I'm going to try to be very neutral.
Okay.
Okay, like I might agree with you, I might completely disagree with you, but I'm going to just ask you questions.
All right.
Okay, so what belief do you want to chat about? And I can ask
You
questions.
tell me.
Okay. I don't see any jewelry or religious crosses around your neck or anything. Sometimes I see a lot of that.
So that won't.
Are you a religious
That's
person?
not judgmental on whether or not I'm a religious person.
That's
or not,
true.
just
You
because I'm wearing.
right. You may
I'm
be.
also not wearing my wedding ring, but I am married.
I try not to judge a book by its cover, but you're not giving me much options. All right. So, do you find yourself believing in a God or thinking karma's real? Or
And only one God.
okay.
I don't believe in karma either.
You don't believe in karma, but you believe in a God.
That's correct. No, I believe in the God.
Okay.
But you haven't started the 5 minutes.
You're right. Sorry. Sometimes I forget that, and it's not intentional. You believe in the God.
There's only one.
Okay. Does this God have a name, the God?
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
The Son of God.
Mm-hmm. Is there a particular reason why you think that Jesus exists?
Because it's written in the Bible, God's Word.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay. What is it about the Bible that makes you think that what's written in it is actually true?
All the men that wrote the Bible were men ordained by God.
Mm.
He's the one that told them what to put into the Bible. These were not just Joe Blow on the side of the street. These were God's chosen men.
Okay. Chosen, ordained men. How did you determine that that's really the case? Like, how did you hear about that?
I grew up in a Christian background, but I know about people believing in evolution as well, and there's no scientific proof that man came from a fish, but there's proof in the Bible. God created man and he created woman from the rib of the man.
Okay. So this thing about ordained men writing the Bible and explanations of how we're here, they're all in the Bible.
That's
Is that right?
correct. God created everything.
Mm-hmm. Do you believe the things in the Bible because of the things said in the Bible?
I believe the Bible because it, like I'm saying, it's God's written word.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are you concluding that
There's
it's
no other God like the Allahs?
Vishnu in the Bhagavad Gita or something?
That's right.
Okay. What is it about this particular book that makes you believe it? Like, it sounds like you're dismissing the Quran, you're dismissing other holy books. Why would you believe anything in a book?
But I feel like we're being redundant here. Like I said, it was the Bible is God's word written by men chosen by him, his words, because he created it. The Quran is written by men. We just did a whole extensive study of Muslim and the belief in the Quran, and we're able to, the Bible can be dated back to centuries, and there's proof of it. The Quran, there's nothing. It's men. Even things that is stated in the Quran is not true.
Okay. What would you say is the main reason why you dismiss other books about gods, but you accept this book about Jesus?
Because I believe in the truth.
Okay.
Good morning.
Do you... Hi. We got like 1 minute. Do you know about the truth because of the Bible?
I know about the truth because, yes, I've studied the Bible. I know all the stories. I can, like I said, from the time I was a child to now, I'm still a church-going, God-fearing, Bible-thumping, if you want to call it that way.
Yeah.
But I've studied other religions, and there's no denying the truth.
So it's not uncommon for me to meet people that actually believe in the Quran or believe in the Bhagavad Gita.
Right. Everyone's can have your own opinion.
What makes your opinion different than theirs?
Again, I'm going based on what I have studied and learned, and there's only one God, and the Bible is the only true written word of God. All the rest are false gods.
Wouldn't somebody that really believes in a completely different book tell me the same thing about yours?
But can they prove it biblically from their Bible, from their book?
Somebody who believes in a completely different God would need to prove it through the Bible?
Can they prove the facts that they're standing behind? behind why they believe what they believe, can they open their Bible and show me why what they're saying is true?
Okay. Would you be open to listening to them tell you about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would. I'm always up for hearing other people's opinion, but like I said, I'm very opinionated, so.
Well, I really appreciate your time.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Let me give you a card. I really enjoyed chatting with you about that and hearing a little bit more about why you feel so strongly about this belief and why you are so sure that it's true.
Yeah, she probably would have had a completely different answer for you. But that's why I love her, because we're so different.
Well, maybe I can talk to your friend when you're done with your hike.
We're meeting friends for lunch after this. We'll be good and sweaty and ready to eat.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to be coming here probably for the next several days, so if you want to chat again or you want to chat, I'd love to talk with you.
All right, great. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
You too. Man, she was cold as ice. Well, you probably no doubt noticed the circular logic there. I know that it's true because it says in my holy book that it's true. Me coming out right and just telling her, you're using circular logic, Cami, probably would raise her already raised defenses. Got some more people coming. It's the God, damn it. Get it right, Anthony. It's not a God, it's the God, the one and only one. Hi.
How you doing?
Groovy, how are you?
Groovy? Oh, okay.
Do you want to do an interview before you do your run?
Nope.
Nope. See ya. Hi guys.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, first time here.
I've been told most of the trails are open.
Oh, okay.
I'm not with the park.
Oh, okay.
I've got a kind of unusual hobby where I start chats with people for 5 minutes before they do their walk.
Oh, okay.
Would you be interested in doing an interview?
Do you want to do it? Sure, let's do it.
Oh, okay. Are you okay if I record and live stream it?
Sure.
All right.
Do it.
This guy's down with it.
He'll provide the answers.
Okay, well, can I interview, you want me to interview one or both of you?
Just do him.
Okay.
I'm the interesting one anyway.
You're interesting?
Yeah.
What's your first name?
Matthew.
My name is Anthony.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Fidget spinner.
What did you say?
Fidget spinner.
Oh, yeah.
We got a free one in the mail, and now I can't put it down. So.
I'm intrigued how these things gain in popularity.
Yeah.
Like that thing has just exploded.
No, yeah, and I always said it was really stupid, and then we got a free one in the mail, and so now I'm one of the idiots that has one. But
do you get some value out of using it?
Well, I just quit smoking, so it's like
really.
It's good for that kind of thing.
I have a son. I probably shouldn't disclose this. Well, anyway, he has a tendency to pick his nails.
Yeah.
So we got him a fidget spinner, and it seems to be helping. Like it's keeping him distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a little embarrassed how much it keeps me occupied, but
whatever. Hey, if
look at me, I'm going out into nature, so that's a step up. So.
I have conversations with people about deeply held beliefs, like a belief that they formed with their brain that they think is true. But I'm trying to branch out a little bit and talk about addictions.
Sure.
Alcohol, smoking, pornography, or whatever, whatever. Even if I don't even know if that's an addiction. We can talk about a deeply held belief you have, or if you want, I would love to experiment with talking about your addiction. The thing with the cigarettes. Is it something that you've completely overcome?
No. I mean, I've always been an on and off smoker for years, and it's like I'll smoke for a couple months, and then I'll give it up for a couple months, and then usually I start up again when I'm around my friends that smoke really heavily, because I find that I can go a long time without smoking if I'm by myself or with my family, but put me in a room with smokers and I'm going to have to bum a cigarette, and then it'll usually kick me off for a couple months, but...
Okay, interesting. Is the opposite true? Like if you start hanging out with friends that don't smoke, you would find yourself not smoking as much?
Right, yeah. No, it's as simple as being around it is the is the problem that I have. You know, I'm a social smoker, you know, so
Yeah.
it's more of a social thing. So I find it pretty easy to put down, though. I really don't have a hard time quitting. I've never used the patch or anything like that, but
Yeah.
but I mean, it sucks for a few days, but then I get over it pretty quickly. And I've probably gone on a couple stint, you know, twice a year I go on a stint. So
What does a stint mean? Where you're not doing it, or you are?
well, either or, because it's about, you know, 3
Yeah.
months on, 3 months off.
Yeah.
I've never gone a whole year without smoking, so I guess I haven't been entirely successful. But currently,
I want to
I've
move
been,
this way, just
yeah, I've been going pretty strong for
yeah.
2 months now. So
I guess I want to find out: is smoking something that you want to stop doing?
yeah.
Why? What's the main reason why you think that you should stop?
Health reasons. But
Stopping smoking would be better for your health?
yeah, I mean, I have high blood pressure, and I know that my doctor told me that smoking makes it worse, and so, you know, it's one of those things where I don't care that much, but I know it's healthier. You know, it's kind of like ice cream. You know, I know I shouldn't eat too much ice cream, but I love ice cream, so it's like I don't feel guilty about eating ice cream. I don't feel guilty about smoking cigarettes, but I know that it's a better choice for me to not smoke as opposed to smoke. So that's probably why I've always been okay being an on-off smoker, because I don't really care, but you know.
I love this example of smoking and ice cream.
Yeah.
If you hung around friends that just ate a lot of ice cream, do you think that you would find yourself eating more of it?
Probably, yeah. If it was like the local hangout spot, I'm not gonna not eat ice cream, but I don't know.
Is this more of a social thing?
Yeah, I think so, for sure.
Okay.
Because I actually, some of the reasons I've quit smoking before is that, for example, there was a time in my office where all the smokers quit the job, and then I realized I was the only person out in the back smoking, and then it's kind of like, what am I doing out here for no reason by myself in the back alley? And this is before I moved to Texas. So then I was kind of like, well, now I'm an idiot out here, and especially when it gets to be blizzard and 100 degrees out, you know, then you're an idiot out in extreme weather for no reason. So it's definitely a social thing for me.
If all of your friends stopped smoking tomorrow, would you completely give it up?
Maybe. Because again, the last few times I've gone off the wagon have been because I'm in a room with chain smokers. So it would help. It would definitely help. And I know my friends have tried to quit a couple times, and a couple of them have switched over to the vapes because it's at least a healthier alternative. It doesn't really solve the addiction problem, but it's at least not smoke. So I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Well, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun.
Yeah, it was great. Let me give you a card.
Sure.
If you want to chat some more, hit me up on email.
Alrighty.
Okay, thanks for your time. Enjoy your walk. Well, for anyone that's familiar with my work, you'd probably notice that that is an extreme departure from my typical talks. I've been consulting with a couple of colleagues. Hi.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. Do you have time to do an interview?
No, not really.
No? Okay.
Thank you.
Sure thing. And that's really the first time that I've talked to somebody about an addiction, so it wasn't quite as smooth. Hi. Good morning.
Morning.
Do you have time to do an interview before you run?
Sure.
Thank you. I'm Anthony.
Hi, Danielle.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I have this hobby where, and I'm recording a live stream, but I'm pointing this way.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure that you're cool with it first.
Okay.
I set a timer for 5 minutes after we've selected a belief that you formed with your brain
Okay.
that you think is true.
Okay.
Like you think karma's real, or I talked to a woman just this morning who thinks that there's only one God. The last guy I talked to, we were talking about an addiction that he had. I don't know.
Okay.
So, but I just ask questions. I want to understand like what you believe, why you think it's true.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. You okay if I record it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you. What's your first name?
Danielle.
You told me that.
Yeah, I did.
That's why I carry the whiteboard mainly, because I'm so bad with names. Is it the traditional spelling of it?
It is.
Okay. So I would love to figure out a belief that is very important to you, generally. The more important the belief is, the more it impacts your behavior.
Okay.
Those are sort of the more interesting discussions.
Okay.
Is there a particular belief? Like, do you think karma's real, or do you pray to a god, or have you seen a ghost, or do you want to talk about a political or a social issue that you have a hard stance on?
Sure. I could talk about my belief in God and my religion. It's fine.
Okay, great. Can you help me understand what you mean by God first? Because a lot of people have different definitions of it or concepts of it.
Sure. God's our ultimate creator and the ultimate being, I guess.
Okay. Ultimate creator. How sure are you that this ultimate creator really exists, from like on a scale from 0 to 100?
100.
There's no question in your mind?
No, that's what I believe.
Okay. How sure are you that I'm standing here in front of you right now?
100%.
Okay. You're equally as confident that your God exists as I'm here
Absolutely.
right now?
Absolutely.
Okay. How could we test that I'm here right now? I mean, you could probably like touch me or pinch me or hit me or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it possible to test the existence of your God in the same way?
No, but that's my belief. I mean, that's how I was raised, and
Okay.
I mean, I've always felt that's there. I mean, that's not anything I've ever questioned.
You feel that the God exists because you were raised to believe it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you happen to not be raised to believe that a God exists, do you think that you would be believing in one today?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I feel that it's so much part of my life, my daily life. God and prayer is such a big part of my daily life that I can't imagine my life without it.
Right.
So to even say what I believe if I wasn't raised that way, I don't know. I mean, I couldn't imagine not. So I would say yes, probably. I would probably still believe or have, and at some point in my life, come to believe.
Are you of the position that you can't imagine not believing in it, also because you were taught it?
I think a lot of it has to do with, I mean, thinking about like my religion and how I believe. Both my brothers are getting married, and their wives are converting to our religion. So I think that it's who you surround yourself with in your life that helps you through your journey, your religious journey, or any journey really.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, but are you saying that if you're surrounded by a lot of people who believe something, you're more likely to also believe it?
Absolutely.
Okay. Does it necessarily mean that what you're believing in is actually true?
Not necessarily,
Okay.
but
Is it possible that you're believing in something that's not true?
I don't think so.
Do you think it because you were raised to believe it?
I think it because I feel the presence of God in my life on a regular basis. Every single day, I feel God's presence.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We got one more minute. Are you perceiving that you're feeling God's presence because you were raised and you're around people who also believe it?
No. No, I feel that I feel that his presence is always around. I mean, no matter what.
Yeah.
That God's always there, and I don't think that it's something that necessarily my family taught me to believe. It's just something that is in your heart.
Okay. It sounds like you're saying that you're of the position that you would feel that a God exists whether you were raised with it or not.
Absolutely.
Okay. Last question.
Okay.
What do you make of people who were never raised to believe in a God and don't believe in a God, and they don't have all these feelings, but they're still able to, have a family, get a job, go on hikes, listen to music?
I feel sorry for them. Honestly.
What are they missing?
I feel that they're missing such a great companion. Someone that's that a being that's always there for you. Someone that you can always pray to, talk to, and will always listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's sad to me.
How could you be so certain that there really is this great companion and you're just not constructing it with your mind?
Because of the great things that he's done for me in my life. That is not me, is not my husband, is not my children. That is bigger than all of us.
Okay. Well, I want to give you a card.
Okay.
Thank you so very much.
No problem.
Ideally, it's nice when I can run to the same person twice or 3 times. Okay. There's no obligation.
Okay.
But a lot of people will message me later and say, I was thinking about the talk, or can we meet again? Or you have to talk to my mom or husband or son, or whatever. But I really appreciate your time and stopping to talk about something like that with a complete stranger. That was great.
Awesome.
All right, Danielle.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions for me? Or
Nope.
No? Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Feel free to hit me up.
Thanks.
Okay, bye. That was a pretty decent talk with Danielle. I noticed that her body was turned from me most of the time, indicating to me at least, and perhaps inaccurately, that she was somewhat uncomfortable with the line of questioning. I think she said at one point that she's never thought about her belief, which is exactly why I like having these talks. Now she's going on a hike, maybe 2 hours long, where hopefully she finds herself thinking about it a little bit more. It seemed like her belief that there was an ultimate creator came down to, I just can't imagine it not existing, and I feel that it's true, and I was raised to believe it. I think I left her with some important questions. She did give answers to them, but I'm wondering if she'll find them unsatisfactory and perhaps give the talk a little bit more thought. One of the hardest parts of that conversation for me, honestly, was when she said that she feels like people who are not believing in a God are missing out on something. And that really is like a trigger for me, because my life is absolutely beautiful without any gods. And I know many, many people who would agree with the same. But for me to get upset and defensive and argue with her or try to convince her that my life has meaning without her God is not going to help her think about her belief. So you really have to turn those things off if you want to stick with street epistemology and stay focused on the reliability of the method that she's using to be certain that her God is real. Okay, guys, I'm gonna look at your comments here. Oh, are we having some buffer issues? Very bad connection, I'm being told. Oh, that's really that's unfortunate. It's unwatchable. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I'm thinking about jumping over and doing a Periscope. Really sorry to hear that. No, I don't think I want to restart it because, well, maybe I will. I don't know. That sucks. Very bad connection. I'm getting a message from YouTube. Okay, I'm going to jump over to Periscope. And I really can't. Okay, so people are saying that it's okay there. Keep going. We just got part of the conversation just a little choppy. Damn, that's unfortunate because it was a good talk. I'm a little mad at myself. Can you guys see me okay? Can you hear me? Are you guys seriously still giving me a hard time about belief formed in your mind, in your head, in your brain, constructed with your mind? I'm trying all sorts of things here. Give me a break. I'm sorry for the choppy feed. Hi.
Hi.
You can see and hear me. You can hear. It wasn't too bad. Okay, it's okay now. Maybe it's dependent on where I'm standing out here. That's kind of unfortunate that you weren't able to get most of that talk with Danielle because it was a pretty good talk. I don't know if I would take the time to upload that to YouTube using my GoPro footage. Let me get in the shade here so I can see what you're writing. Okay, good signal now. Oh, it's hot. Okay, you got most of it. Yeah, it's okay. I guess just to summarize, I think this is a person who hasn't really given much thought to why she believes it. I think at one point she had mentioned that she's never really thought about her belief. And that's the main reason why I like to come out and have these talks with people so that they think about it. You don't like when I refer to how they're forming it. See, I'm phrasing it that way because I want people to, I want to frame these talks in a way that helps us pull the belief out of their brain and put it right here on my whiteboard so we can inspect it. That's why I frame it in that manner. Let's see what my battery like. Ask outside the faith questions. I did think about asking her that. In fact, didn't I? I don't know. I've done 3 or 4 chats already this morning, so they're becoming a blur already. But I thought that I asked Danielle. Maybe I didn't ask her about the feelings other people might get. But the thing is, she never specifically said, "I believe in Jesus." It was more this ultimate creator God. If she had, well, I mean, I could have asked her, "Does this God have a name?" But because she didn't identify it as a specific God, I was less motivated to bring up the outsider test for faith. also a little mad at myself that I'm wearing shorts that don't have pockets in them. Ask if they believe that what they believe politically is really making, faded, is really making a difference in her life. Okay. Why interview instead of chat? I don't know. There's no reason. I think I did ask her confidence from 0 to 100, and she said 100. And that's when I said, now I think, again, this is a blur, but I thought I said, you're 100% sure, just like I'm standing here in front of you right now, where you can pinch or touch or hit me. And then we talked about, can we equally test those claims? And she said no. And that's what kind of got the whole conversation going. I'll have to look at the footage and see how that turned out. It might be YouTube worthy. I don't know. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? The person, you did it, and she said they have to prove from the Bible. Yeah. Try live on SE Facebook. Oh, okay, yeah. I can try that. Are you cooler under pressure outside of SE since you started SE? Yeah, Hunter. Totally. I think so. Hi. I think so. I think I talked with her before. When I've talked with a person before, I don't like to initiate a second talk. I want them to come up to me. I want to move at their speed. Yeah, when I was little, I would get nervous about the littlest, stupidest things. And with SE now, it changes you for the better, I think. Yeah, there's not much that will rattle me these days. I like how you compared how confident are you in the God belief to how confident you are that I'm standing in front of you. Good way for the person to evaluate their level. Sure. And then that immediately leads into testability. Can we equally, like I had a woman that said she was just as confident that her God existed as she was that she needed oxygen to breathe. And a great question for that type of claim, that type of declaration, is can we equally test both of those? I mean, I can construct a test right now that I think we could figure out if you needed oxygen or not. I wouldn't want to harm you. How could we construct a test with equal certainty that your God didn't exist? Or your God did exist? You got to be careful with that, though. You don't want to hint that you're going to be suffocating people on the trail. That's not good for business. Why not turn camera 90 degrees, then picture we'll see as normal? Oh, you mean, that's because of my setup here. Okay, so see these straps? If I were to rotate my camera, it would probably cover up one of the eye holes. So that's why I go portrait. Believe me, I almost... I'm the kind of person that is considered walking around and maybe showing people the benefits of filming horizontally over portrait. Like when I'm at my daughter's sports games or my son's events. But here in the field, I'm juggling 5 things. Okay? I got my hands full. So unfortunately, you'll have to suffer with portrait. Besides, maybe it's an incentive to go check out my horizontal, high quality GoPro footage. I see some more people coming, but these are folks I've talked to before.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Care to do an interview?
Sure. For
Okay. Hi. How are you, Maria?
For who?
It's for my hobby.
Your hobby?
Yeah. It's the most interesting hobby. Well, at least I think it is. My kids are finally going back to school, so I have a little more time.
Yeah, that folate I take.
I have a timer.
Tried at HEB.
What time is it, Colin?
You have time?
Oh, just, you got my number, just...
Yeah, I take a picture of it. And you can ask your
Let me tell you what it's about, and then you can decide if it's something that you want to do.
Okay.
Would you mind holding my board just for a minute? Okay. So, that was the last person I talked to. We pick a belief that you formed with your brain. Right? Like, we're building these beliefs all the time with our brain. And I'm interested in how people are so sure that what they're believing in is true.
I thought it was an interview about the park.
I'm not associated with the park.
Oh, no. That's okay. Thanks.
That's okay. If you change your mind, let me know. Hi.
Hi.
You stretching out?
Have we talked before?
I don't think
Oh,
so.
you look
Do
familiar.
I have one of those faces?
I'm afraid so.
Oh, man, that poor guy looks like me. I feel bad for him.
I don't know if you overheard much of what I was saying. I have a hobby where I chat with people for 5 minutes. And I'm recording and live streaming, but we pick a belief that influences how you behave and something that you really think is true. So I ask questions to understand what it is, why you think it's true, and how you could be so sure. You ever hear the Socratic method?
Oh, Socrates?
Yeah.
Socratic? Yeah.
It's kind of based on that loosely, where I'm not going to be telling you what to think. And we usually pick a social issue, or that you've seen a ghost, or you think karma's real, or you believe in a god, or something like that.
Well, my basic foundation, what I stand on, what my foundation is I was raised in a Christian environment, Christian family. So that's the basis of my belief system.
Yeah.
I'm a Christian, so.
Okay. What's your first name?
Billy.
I'm Anthony. Pleasure. Can I record an interview with you?
If you want to. I don't know.
At the end of the talk,
It's fascinating to say that you want to record.
you never know. Sometimes the people who think, oh, what's different about my belief? Sometimes those turn out to be the most interesting talks. Okay, I'm going to back up just a little bit because I want to make sure I get you in here.
Now, where is this going to be seen anywhere? I don't know.
At the end of the talk, you have full control over where this goes. Or even now, if you want. I prefer to live stream it. I'm actually live streaming right now.
Okay.
But I prefer to record it and put it on my YouTube channel if it's an interesting talk. I don't upload every example.
Yeah.
Do you want to record the audio only?
Why, you think I'm that ugly?
I love your humor, honestly.
Well, you got to have humor.
There's some other options here. We can do audio only. I can blur your face so nobody would be able to. I could even beep out your name.
Okay.
But I love talking to people about why they think gods exist.
Well, I think God's singular. That's my belief.
God's singular.
God. Well, I mean, it's a I believe in the Trinity. I believe there's this. It's a mystery. I mean, you'll never understand in this lifetime. We're not going to understand in this lifetime. There's mysteries we'll never resolve. So there's a lot of things you accept that you don't understand by it, and that's what we call faith.
Why would you believe in something that you can never understand?
Because I don't understand how the universe was formed. I don't understand how life was formed. I don't understand how it came to be, but I know that I am and I exist. So I have to accept by faith. Why am I here? You know, why is there life? You know,
Are your positions on those questions affecting how you behave?
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah, I have a system of conduct that's based on the teachings of Christ. And that's what we try to live out. You try to live out, of course, it's impossible to live a completely virtuous life. And that's why we emphasize grace, because with grace you receive things you don't deserve. You know, whereas with mercy you don't get the things you do deserve. So to me, that's what works for my life, to explain to me this existence and our value systems that we develop. throughout life, to me, what Christ taught, it resonates.
Mm-hmm.
It resonates with me. I mean, I know there's a lot in today's world. It's pretty divisive. You just check with social media and everything, and everybody's just so split on their beliefs, and it's just, we're so polarized anymore. And I'm saddened to see it be like, you know, and I know there's really a lot of negative feelings, I think a lot of people have now towards Christianity, but it's not, and I can understand it to a certain degree, because of when they look at people too closely and they think those are supposed to be the examples of Christ, and a lot of times people really fall way short of that, and they see like you know, rich televangelists or whatever, you know, that have their private jet planes and living in multi-million-dollar mansions and other thing. Oh yeah, God's been real good to them and all that sort of thing. So I can kind of get that. But to me, I strip it down to just, you know, looking at the example of Christ and the life that he lived, and the life he lived was total integrity. You know, I mean, the guy, you know, there's no scandal in his life and all that. You know, I mean.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay.
I think at some point you said something like, and I'm going to paraphrase here, so if this isn't what you're saying, let me know. Hi. You said something along the lines of a belief that's not true.
Well, I guess I would have to say that if it conflicts with what I believe, and what I believe what I believe is true, so yeah, they're false beliefs. There's false prophets. It says there's false prophets. So yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, you know.
If there was somebody like me 40 years from now interviewing them on a trail, do you think their answers would be much different than what you're telling me?
40 years from now? You know,
but with a completely different God.
Yeah, well, I know that as technology, as people, technology advances and all that, I know that it seems like there's a greater falling away from a faith system for people, because people are embracing technology and science and stuff, and there's been a kind of a falling away, because I think that pulls you away from your spirituality. I think you get immersed in tech. So what's 40 years from now? I
think I agree with you that there's probably a good likelihood that person might be exposed to different belief systems and maybe not be as sure as it sounds. But the point is here, Billy, is that what I really want to understand is, if a person can be raised with a belief that's not true, how could you be so sure that what you're believing in is really true?
Because I base my very future eternity. Oh, okay. I base my eternity on what I believe. I believe there's an afterlife.
Are you basing your beliefs and your assumptions of what's going to happen
on the script, on the Bible?
No,
you know,
sorry, based on something that you've been taught?
Yes, something I've been taught, and something that I've read through Scripture, and you know, the belief that the Bible is a series of books. It's not one book; it's a series of books published together, and all that put together, the threads of remnant that runs through it, leads up to the ultimate expression to me of God's love, which was Jesus Christ.
I know you have to go, but I want to give you a card, and if you wouldn't mind just thinking about what books that young Hindu might be exposed to that might convince him that what he's being taught is true. And thank you very much for your time, Billy. Okay. Really appreciate it.
Okay, you're
Cheers.
welcome. Okay, well, take care.
Okay,
Enjoy
bye-bye.
This beautiful day.
Indeed. God, that guy was just... It was a good talk, but the guy just kept talking and talking. And I had to kind of interject there to keep him on track, or at least to keep me on track. That's the kind of person that I think he would have been completely fine talking for 10 minutes without me saying one thing. And you know, there's a fine line. You have to interrupt occasionally to keep the talk focused. I think in the end I was able to wrestle that away and leave him with a couple of good questions. but he was more like on autopilot mode and just talking. They're tough. It's a tough conversation when people are like that. Let me get in the shade here so I can see your comments. You know, I never did ask him if he was okay with me using that footage. Fuck. I forgot. Alright, I'm seeing very bad connection. Okay. There have been times where I've pulled my phone out. Please continue this on Periscope. Yeah. The factor right now, though, I think, is my battery. My battery is at 15%. So I think I'll probably be out here again tomorrow. I'm going to change the battery out in my GoPro. I'm going to end this live feed. It sounds like it's been pretty choppy, and I apologize for that. You didn't get most of that either, unfortunately, huh? Yeah, Periscope seems to be way more reliable. So, starting tomorrow, I think if I'm going to live stream, I will do a Periscope. Yeah, what is with that? Maybe it's because when the phone is against my chest, I'm blocking the signal. I mean, it's entirely possible. That could explain it. I do have a power bank. I've got 3 of them at home, but I didn't bring one of them. And to charge my phone in live stream, it really heats up my phone. And it's one more thing I have to lug around. So I think I'm going to end this scope. I'm going to change out the batteries in my cameras. I'm going to engage in a few more talks without live streaming. And if there's anything good, I'll be tweeting about it at Magnabosco or uploading it to this YouTube channel. Let me look at your comments real quick here. Did I say scope? What does it take to be a moderator? Are we having problems? I don't even know how I would add somebody to be a moderator. What does that allow you to do? You get to like boot people off or something? Periscope is pretty neat, but you need to you can go to periscope.tv and watch live streams there, or you can install an app on your mobile device. But get Periscope and follow me on Periscope, and also go to Twitter and follow me on Twitter. It's at Magnabosco. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. So anyways, I'm going to shut this down. My phone's about dead. I need to leave a little bit of juice in my phone for emergencies. And thank you for watching. Hopefully this gave you a glimpse, although it sounds like a choppy one, into a day in the life of me and engaging with people about their deeply held beliefs using street epistemology. Take care. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook and all those other fun places. Later.